Good morning. Welcome to our Monday morning meditation. So good to be meditating with you today. I'm feeling a little under the weather, so sorry if my energy is a little low today, but always glad to be here with you. So today the theme in my world seems to be which I carry over to our time together because I know I'm not alone in my ups and downs, my internal ups and downs, as well as ups and downs of life and all that's going on in life. Um, but I was thinking and practicing with being in charge of my own emotions and my own um, internal goings on. Our meditation time is the way that we learn how to watch the thoughts and the emotions that are going on in our minds. And if we are really paying attention to them, we can see that we are operating from, living from, believing false beliefs that are going through our mind all the time. You know, right before I started our meditation time this morning, I there's this little gecko that was stuck in here in my office, and he didn't look like he was feeling real good. Like he'd probably been in here for a while and was hungry and thirsty and couldn't find anything. So I took this glass and I took a moment to try to get him into it. Of course, he resisted, but not too much because he's not feeling too good. And I took him outside. But as I was, kind of thinking about that, how our own mind and, he came into my home, my office to try to find food and water, but inevitably those little guys never do. And they end up being found later on by my vacuum cleaner. Um, but he came into this little area with the thought that, oh, I'm going to get food and water here. I'm going to get sustenance here. Did not happen. Hopefully, he can find it outside and feel better soon. But it's such a metaphor for how, when we listen to our mind, thinking, well, I'm going to get my sustenance from this other person. I'm going to get my sustenance from um, this situation, from this new job, this new car, this new thing, this new technology, this new friend, whether it's a person or a situation, we look for gaining sustenance from something outside of ourselves. And on one hand, that leads us down a journey that is going to be unfulfilling and empty because we always have to find that sustenance from within ourselves. But it also is reinforcing a belief in ourselves. If we're looking at for it for our joy, our okayness on the outside, then that makes a difference to, it's also a reflection of how we are not giving ourselves the credit that we deserve, not empowering ourselves to be that light, that energy, that sustenance for ourselves, and to receive that within us. And so it kind of goes round and round. We feel like we feel like we're not enough, so we have to look at something on the outside, and that um, is unfulfilling, but it's also reinforcing that we're not feeling enough in the first place on the inside. So it's kind of this cycle that just goes and goes and goes. And, when one thing on the outside doesn't fulfill us, we go, okay, well, that was disappointing. But somehow our old patterns cause us to reflect and gear up for the same thing again. And so what we want to do is break that cycle and go, okay, I'm done looking for fulfillment on the outside. I'm done with um I'm done. I'm done with that. I'm done. I'm ready to find out what's true about me. And so then we turn within and we have our meditation time and we're looking at all those thoughts that are telling us we're not okay. And we believe them. And we believe them because we've been believing them for a very long time. And so they seem true, but they're not. So our meditation time is the tool, the power that we have to watch our thoughts and go, that is not true about myself. I do not need to believe that. And it can feel true. But what if I just doubt? Sometimes I will tell people in my work with clients, I will say, have, we've been taught maybe in Sunday school or somewhere along the way to have a mustard seed of faith in our higher power, right? But sometimes we have to have a mustard seed of doubt in those false beliefs. Just they feel true. We've acted as if they're true. But what if we doubt them just a little bit? What happens? What happens if we put doubt in that thought that says, I will never be enough if I'm not in a relationship. I will never be enough if I don't have that perfect job. I will never be enough if I don't have that perfect home, that perfect car, that perfect new phone, whatever. If we just have a little bit of doubt in that, we can start to release ourselves from the power of that doubt. My little lizard friend can't do that. His brain isn't developed well enough to do that, but we can. We are wise enough, intelligent enough, smart enough, evolved enough to be able to put a doubt in those thoughts. But we have to be aware of them first. And that's what our meditation time helps us with, being aware of our false beliefs so that we can say, yeah, what if that wasn't true? How would I see things differently if that wasn't really true? So that's what we're going to focus on today in our meditation time. Not that we're going to be thinking the whole time, but just watching those thoughts as they come up and having that question, what if that wasn't true? What if there's something else true about me? What would that feel like? We're just going to let that be our reflection during our meditation time today. So I invite you to get settled in your chair if you're not already, and we take a deep breath or two to let our mind body system know that it's time to relax and be still. And in order to let our focus be on the thinking process, it's good to let our bodies just relax for a few moments. And our belly breath does that so nicely, just breathing in through the movement of the diaphragm, feeling that belly expand as you breathe in and relax as you breathe out. And breathing into the count of 4 and breathing out to the count of 4, our heart math quick breath can really help because we're breathing in. As we breathe into that count of 4, we're probably breathing in a little bit more than we would generally when our breath is relaxed. So we're both oxygenating the blood as well as finding that perfect balance between the oxygen and the carbon dioxide, that perfect mix that our bodies need. So there's not too much oxygen, which can be just as problematic as not enough. Just breathing into that count of 4, breathing out to that count of 4. And when you feel like your breathing is balanced, natural, just let it return to its natural pace. And let your attention turn to the thought processes, the thoughts going through your mind. And don't put yourself in your head, meaning don't let your center become your head. Just keep part of you in that breathing, being aware of it at its natural pace, making sure it's coming in through the belly. But just listen to what those thoughts are saying, but listen from your belly. Don't listen from your head. Just notice what thoughts are coming through. And just be aware of those thoughts. Maybe they're about your to-do list. Maybe they're about something that happened over the weekend or something coming up this week. Just notice them and let them move on by. Paying attention to our thoughts doesn't mean jumping into them. It just means noticing them. And as we notice and let these thoughts go, we can gently remind ourselves that our nature is peaceful, compassionate, loving, and kind to ourselves as well as to others. So as we let these thoughts go, we're making room and cleaning our internal house to let that true light shine, wiping away the thought dirt, so to speak, of false beliefs, self criticism, judgments of others, just being that light. Our goal isn't to make ourselves better because we're already perfect. Our goal is to release all those false beliefs that tell us otherwise. And perhaps you notice as you let those false beliefs go, first seeing them, being aware of them, questioning them, seeing the untruth, letting them go. You might notice your body relaxing, feeling safe, feeling whole. If you have time today to continue your meditation time, watching those thoughts and just returning your understanding of the truth of who you are, whole and perfect, I invite you to just spend more time today. If you need to go about your day, bring this awareness with you, this awareness that it's only false beliefs trying to tell you you're not okay. And we're just practicing letting them go, bringing our stance that we go with throughout the day back to that truth that we are okay no matter what. It's a very worthy and important practice. I invite you to practice it every day this week in your meditation time and in between your meditation time. And I will do the same. Thank you for joining me today. Good to see you. And I look forward to seeing you again next week. Bye bye.